In recent years, the concept of the adipose-derived secretome, the collection of bioactive factors released by adipose tissue, has emerged as a transformative insight in regenerative biology. It has become increasingly clear that the therapeutic power of fat lies not only in its stem cell content or energy reserves, but in its ability to communicate with and repair distant tissues through a complex paracrine signaling network. This secretome includes soluble proteins, growth factors and cytokines, extracellular vesicles, particularly exosomes, lipids, and nucleic acids, all of which contribute to healing, angiogenesis, immune modulation, and tissue rejuvenation. The idea that fat actively secretes a regenerative soup of molecules positions adipose tissue as a system-wide orchestrator of repair rather than a passive depot of stored calories. One of the most potent elements of the adipose secretome is the family of extracellular vesicles, especially exosomes. These nano-sized lipid vesicles, produced by both adipocytes and adipose-derived stem cells, ADSCs, are loaded with regulatory molecules including microRNAs, messenger RNAs, and proteins. Once released, exosomes circulate and deliver their cargo to distant cells, altering gene expression and cellular behavior in ways that promote regeneration. In wound healing studies, for example, adipose-derived exosomes have been shown to accelerate epithelial closure, stimulate fibroblast proliferation, enhance collagen deposition, and promote new blood vessel formation, all without the need for transplanted cells. The implication is striking. Adipose tissue can exert systemic regenerative influence via molecular signals alone. These exosomes often contain growth factors such as VEGF, vascular endothelial growth factor, IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor, PDGF, platelet-derived growth factor, and BFGF, basic fibroblast growth factor, all of which support tissue remodeling. In ischemic environments, these molecules enhance survival by stimulating angiogenesis and increasing local oxygenation. In the skin, they modulate keratinocyte behavior, speed reepithelialization, and improve extracellular matrix turnover. In cartilage or muscle injuries, they reduce inflammation and promote progenitor cell recruitment. Importantly, the regenerative secretome is not restricted to localized repair. It has systemic potential, especially when circulating exosomes cross the blood-brain barrier or reach metabolically stressed organs such as the liver or kidney. This paracrine activity extends to immune modulation as well. The adipose secretome contains anti-inflammatory cytokines such as IL-10 and TGF-SS, as well as immunosuppressive microRNAs that downregulate the expression of inflammatory genes in target cells. These properties have made ADSC-derived exosomes particularly promising in treating autoimmune diseases and chronic inflammatory disorders, where resetting the immune response is as critical as regenerating damaged tissues. In models of colitis, graft-versus-host disease, and rheumatoid arthritis, ADSC-secreted vesicles have dampened inflammation and improved tissue integrity, offering a powerful non-cell-based alternative to stem cell transplantation. In the context of aging, the secretory profile of adipose tissue becomes even more relevant. With age, the body's ability to produce and respond to regenerative signals diminishes, contributing to frailty, poor wound healing, and chronic inflammation. But healthy adipose tissue, especially subcutaneous fat with abundant ADSCs, can still release youthful signals that offset some of this decline. Even in aged individuals, the secretome of well-functioning fat can help maintain tissue homeostasis, support mitochondrial function, and reduce inflammatory burden. In fact, some researchers propose using adipose-derived exosomes as a type of cell-free stem therapy for age-related degeneration. These vesicles can be purified, concentrated, and administered without the risks associated with whole-cell transplantation, potentially offering safer and more controlled interventions. In surgical settings, this regenerative secretome is already being harnessed. In fat grafting procedures, for example, it's now understood that graft survival and tissue integration are enhanced not just by the physical presence of transplanted cells, but by the soluble factors and vesicles they bring with them. These grafts improve skin texture, increase vascularity, and reduce scarring, effects that correlate strongly with the secretory activity of ADSCs and surrounding adipocytes. The same principles are being explored in burn treatment, diabetic wound healing, and reconstructive surgery, where adipose tissue's capacity to guide healing from within has been demonstrated repeatedly. Even in aesthetic medicine, the therapeutic focus is shifting from volume replacement to tissue rejuvenation, guided by the secretome's subtle but powerful effects. Skin treated with adipose-derived products becomes more elastic, vascularized, and collagen-rich, not because fat cells integrate structurally, but because their signals trigger cellular remodeling. This realization is blurring the lines between cosmetic and therapeutic interventions and pushing adipose tissue to the forefront of regenerative dermatology. Taken together, these findings fundamentally reframe adipose tissue as a dynamic organ of communication and coordination. Its ability to release a regenerative secretome, rich in healing signals and systemic modulators, positions it as one of the body's most versatile tools for maintaining health and restoring function. Far from being an inert energy reserve, fat emerges as an intelligent biological interface, sensing damage, responding with tailored molecular instructions, and supporting recovery across systems. As science continues to decode the language of the adipose secretome, new therapies will likely emerge that leverage fat's healing voice, cell-free therapies that can be tailored, scaled, and applied with precision. And in that emerging reality, preserving healthy adipose tissue isn't just metabolically wise, it's a regenerative investment.